When someone is told they have high blood pressure, the advice almost always sounds the same. Reduce your salt intake. And on the surface, that sounds logical. It feels simple, clear, and easy to follow. But the reality is a bit more complicated. For many people, that advice alone is not enough. In fact, in some cases, it can distract from the real issue entirely. It's not that salt doesn't matter. It absolutely does, but focusing only on sodium ignores a much bigger picture. And when you miss that bigger picture, you miss the real reason your blood pressure is elevated in the first place. So, in this video, I want to walk you through the deeper causes of high blood pressure that are often ignored. These are the factors you can actually change starting today. And in many cases, when you correct these underlying problems, your blood pressure can begin to improve naturally, sometimes even without medication. We're going to talk about nutrient imbalances, metabolic issues, and hormonal signals that play a major role in regulating your blood pressure. Because once you understand these root causes, it becomes clear why the standard one-size-fits-all advice often fails. Let's start by understanding why focusing only on salt can be misleading. Sodium does increase blood pressure by drawing water into your bloodstream, which raises blood volume. That part is true, but what's often left out is how the body is designed to respond. In a healthy system, your kidneys quickly detect this increase and remove the excess sodium and water through urine. As a result, blood pressure returns back to normal. This system works extremely well when everything is functioning properly. That's why some people can consume higher amounts of salt without developing high blood pressure, while others are very sensitive to it. So if your blood pressure stays high even after reducing sodium, that's an important clue. It suggests the issue isn't just how much salt you're eating, but how your body is handling it. One major factor here is magnesium. Magnesium plays a key role in relaxing blood vessels. It helps produce compounds like nitric oxide, which allow vessels to widen and improve blood flow. When magnesium levels are low, blood vessels remain tight, making it harder for blood to circulate. This increases pressure inside your arteries, and magnesium deficiency is incredibly common today. Modern diets filled with processed foods, sugar, and refined grains often lack essential minerals. On top of that, high sugar intake can actually cause your body to lose magnesium through urine. Even foods that should contain magnesium may have less than they used to because of depleted soil quality. That's why increasing magnesium intake can be very helpful. Foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and legumes are great sources. In some cases, supplementation may also be beneficial, but it's always best to discuss that with a healthcare provider. Next, let's talk about insulin. Insulin is not just a blood sugar hormone, it also affects your kidneys. When insulin levels are high, your kidneys hold on to sodium instead of releasing it. This leads to water retention and increased blood pressure. This is especially common in people with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. This is why improving your diet by reducing processed carbohydrates and sugar can have a powerful effect on blood pressure. It's not just about salt, it's about how your metabolism is functioning. Another important piece is fructose. High intake of fructose, especially from sugary drinks and processed foods, increases uric acid levels in the body. Elevated uric acid interferes with nitric oxide, causing blood vessels to stiffen and making it harder for the body to regulate pressure properly. It also reduces the kidney's ability to remove sodium. Reducing sugar intake can help lower both insulin and uric acid levels, which can significantly improve blood pressure over time. Now, let's look at potassium. Potassium works in balance with sodium. It helps your body get rid of excess sodium and relaxes blood vessels. It also plays a role in calming the nervous system, reducing the signals that raise blood pressure during stress. Unfortunately, modern diets tend to be low in potassium and high in sodium. This imbalance alone can contribute to elevated blood pressure. Increasing potassium-rich foods like potatoes, spinach, beans, tomatoes, and fruits can make a big difference. When you combine low magnesium, low potassium, high insulin, and high uric acid, you create the perfect conditions for chronic high blood pressure. It's rarely just one issue. It's usually multiple small imbalances adding up over time. And there are still other factors we haven't even covered, like vitamin deficiencies, poor sleep, chronic stress, and hormonal disorders. All of these can play a role as well. The key takeaway is this: high blood pressure is not just about salt. It's about how your entire body is functioning. When you start addressing the root causes, you give your body the chance to correct itself naturally. And the earlier you start, the better your results will be. Because once blood vessels become stiff and damaged, it becomes much harder to reverse the condition. Take care of your body early, and it will take care of you. One more thing that often gets overlooked is stress. Because even if your diet is perfect, even if your nutrients are balanced, chronic stress alone can keep your blood pressure elevated. When you're under constant stress, your body activates the sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response. This increases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and those hormones do two things. They make your blood vessels constrict, and they increase your heart rate, both of which raise your blood pressure. Now imagine this happening every single day. Work stress, lack of sleep, constant stimulation from your phone. Your body never truly relaxes. And over time, that constant pressure becomes your new normal. Sleep is another major factor because your blood pressure is supposed to drop at night. This is when your body recovers. But if your sleep is poor or too short, that recovery never fully happens, and your blood pressure stays elevated around the clock. So even small improvements in sleep and stress management can have a surprisingly large impact. Simple things, like going to bed at the same time, reducing screen exposure before sleep, or even taking a short walk outside, can start shifting your nervous system back into balance. And this brings us back to the bigger idea. Your body is not broken. It's responding to everything you do: your food, your habits, your stress, your environment. High blood pressure is not just a number. It's a signal that something in your system needs attention. And when you listen to that signal and start making small, consistent changes, your body often responds faster than you expect. Not overnight, but steadily, and sometimes powerfully.